Go ahead and keep the lights on. I just wanna see you flex, keep the lights on. Yeah, hands up like black and white's gone. Go ahead and clap your hands like you're trying to fight song. Go ahead and keep the lights on. I just wanna see you flex, keep the lights on. Hands up like black and white's gone. I just wanna see you sweat, see you sweat.
Welcome to the Lone Star State and Houston, Texas. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. And Jay, this was once Clutch City. Now it's no doubt the land of threes.
Oh, Ed, do you smell that? There's some seasoning going on out there. There's going to be some cooking tonight.
It could be sizzling here this evening. Let's get ready for the opening tip. Jay, the Rockets, a known commodity really for the entire season after acquiring Chris Paul. The Jazz, different story. Gordon Hayward leaves, numerous injuries, great rookie in Donovan Mitchell, and this team has evolved from day one.
You have a dynamic trio. You have a coach in Quinn Snyder who is absolutely brilliant at drawing up the right plays. Even think about his path coming from the Austin Turtles, from the D-League, really working his way up the ladder to now being successful. Then you think about Donovan Mitchell, a guy that at Louisville was a decent basketball player, was a good basketball player, but nobody expected this kind of blowout year that he's having. Maybe a generational type player, a younger D-Wade maybe with a better jump shot, and combine that with Rudy Gobert, a guy who is able to block so many shots at the rim or deter the shot just with his length down low on the block.
Jay, a lot of most valuable player candidates in this league. In terms of most valuable defenders in the NBA, Rudy Gobert is right at the top of the list, even with the injuries that sat him out for much of this past regular season. Harden, Jazz have it.
I'm hearing some boos from the crowd. They know just like I know you're not getting back on D.
Ricky Rubio missed his first. That one goes.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul to Capella. And he hits.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Rudy Gobert returns last year. The Jazz go on their run. Jay, how reliant is Utah on the Frenchman?
I would say pretty heavily, considering he's the reigning NBA Defensive Player of the Year. This team has to win it on the defensive end. That is the mentality of the Utah Jazz.
Paul, great defense, forcing the miss.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Paul across the timeline. 8-2 our score. Knocked loose. Couldn't keep it in. Off Derek Favors. Paul to Anthony. Nice finish at the rim.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Here's Rubio into the front court. Leads 4. Mitchell here against Harden. Nothing going here on that drive. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
For any fans out there that thought Donovan Mitchell didn't put any stock into the fact that he was not the Rookie of the Year, you are wrong. Donovan Mitchell is that type of guy that uses everything in his power to fuel him to be the best on the court each and every day. If that was a campaign he built with Adidas, rookie question mark, it doesn't matter. That perceived failure is something that will only make this kid better tomorrow.
Mitchell with the basketball. 10-4 is the score. A drive, but he can't get it to go. Another follow, no good.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
Oh, nice find for the basket.
Another possession they were forced to take a tough shot. This time they got it to go, but they need to do something different to start creating more open look opportunities.
Short jumper off the mark. Tucker to Paul. To Harden. Nothing going here on that drive. Harden. Anthony. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. 2 for 2. That's what you want. Jay, mixed opinions with Carmelo Anthony. How will you remember his career?
Well, as of right now, he's a catch-and-shoot type player. But for me personally, Carmelo Anthony will go down as one of the greatest isolation players of all time. Back in his Denver days, his earlier New York Knicks days, there was nobody better in an isolated set than CA.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Substitutions, Houston.
That's blocked by Nene.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards. Oh, out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Shot from the lane won't go. To P.J. Tucker. For 3. That's off the side of the rim, short. To Joe Ingles. Has a chance. That's what you've come to expect. Your best players making baskets.
Look, I get it. I've been one of the players who have had these mishaps happen to defensively. There is no worse feeling than the next day in film session, watching yourself roam on the island by yourself. Somebody in this particular moment needs to tell you to get your head out of you-know-what to get back in the game.
Foot was on the line. It's a turnover. Mitchell, defended by Rivers. To Allen. And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number 1, to see if they'll get caught. And number 2, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
First free throw is good.
Been working on your game.
Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. Oh, Gobert sends him packing. Trying to cash in, add 2 points to the board.
The assist from number 45, Donovan Mitchell.
1 quarter down. The Jazz out in front. Second quarter set to start. This is what we like. This game is certainly in the balance.
Well, first off, I'm going to take my analytical hat off and then put my fan hat on. This has been a blasé first quarter. Not good, not bad, right in between. Let's see how both teams come out and try to adjust themselves in the second half. Ed, you ready for another fun fact about the Houston Rockets?
Let's do it.
Okay, the team was established in 1967 and was given the name the Rockets because San Diego was the home to many space-age manufacturers. When the team eventually moved to Houston, the name still fit, giving Houston's association with NASA.
Wow, so Houston, we have a problem, all of that associated with space? Who knew?
Are you saying that because Carmelo Anthony's in town?
No, Apollo 13.
Oh, okay.
Grayson Allen to Joe Ingles. A drive down the lane, but the shot won't go down. Gordon with it. We're a minute into the second quarter. Passed it off. Nene with the dunk.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
Hey, locked up.
To Allen. Lets it fly from long range. That won't go. The follow won't go either. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
To Anthony. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. 3 for 3 in this first half.
And Melo will be the first one to tell you this. He's not ready to be a role player just yet. He can still put up points in bunches. Didn't shoot the ball that well last year. Averaged around 16 a game. The lowest total of his 15-year career. Wow.
Gordon with it. Right now, down 7. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Now whistle and a timeout for Utah. They'll catch their breath in what's now a 5-point game. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Rubio to Favors. No good. Oh, it looked like he may have gotten him there. Harden with it up top. 5-point game. To P.J. Tucker. Fires the 3. Tucker, dead on 3-point shooter. Tough to guard.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Rubio, defended by Melo. Has a look. Not done yet. Oh, and a putback.
Yo, I'm telling you, that's a highlight waiting to happen.
Harden into the front court. Down 4 to Capella. Jazz pick it up.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Ricky Rubio. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Beyond the arc for 3. The rebound belongs to Houston. To P.J. Tucker. Not that time.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Utah ball. Rubio to Favors. Return label included.
The offense might want to adjust here. That's his 4th block of the evening.
And a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Paul to Anthony. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. Oh, the defense has to adjust. He's 4 for 4 to start this one. Change of scenery, but how can Melo still impact a franchise?
It all starts with a mindset. It starts with embracing and accepting your new role. He is no longer a starter in this league. He's a guy that's going to need to be positive on the bench, bring in his shooting abilities off the bench, and also be a coach when he's on the floor. That's the next step in the evolution for Carmelo Anthony.
Missed it at the line. Going to launch beyond the arc. Another chance. To Harden. Anthony. The shot almost. Rudy Gobert. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field. That's it. First half has come to an end. Jazz have the lead.
Guys, let's take a look at what went down so far in this one. All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
Jay, what's going to be good enough this year for the Rockets to get to the NBA Finals?
Well, you need CP3 to be healthy, but also I think James Harden needs to continue to build on his play in the playoffs in particular. Those last 6 games against the Golden State Warriors, he really struggled from the three-point line. He shot 37% during the regular season. He shot 20% in the Western Conference Finals.
Mitchell with it up top. His guys lead here, early stages, third quarter. 4-3 off the mark. To Capella. Knocked loose. Keeps the ball in bounds. That's what you want to see. Utah's got it.
Hey, switch, I got it.
Wide open look, won't go.
And when you miss so many chippies right around the rim, you look at their points in the paint production. The first half, they were great. Second half, not so much.
Rubio into the front court. Up by 6. Tough shot and nearly a chance at a three-point play. No foul.
I tell you, he's so special, Ed. He makes the game look easy.
A lot of hard work to make it look easy. Tucker to Paul. Ooh, Chris Paul. Small sample size, but making the most of it. He's 1 for 2.
It's really a dope thing when passing becomes infectious. But don't become overly passive. Still take your shots when you're there.
Here's a chance from long range. Capella to Harden. Deep left corner. Can't connect. It's a big finish.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Has a chance. Tucker with a shot that misses.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Houston takes over. Harden to P.J. Tucker. Paul buries it on the catch and shoot.
Well, I like what you're doing right now. It looks like you're running some DHOs into PNRs. That's dribble handoffs into pick and rolls. You keep running that action, you're constantly going to keep the defense guessing.
Harden to Capella. Trying to cash in. Capella with a shot, no good. Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go to Capella. Nothing going here on that drive. Capella lets it fly from beyond the arc. He's got it for three.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing.
New blood coming in for both sides.
Entering the game for the Jazz, number 26.
Driving's Rubio, but he can't get it to fall. To Paul. Gets it in the right corner. Tucker. From long range. Always has a chance for Tucker, but not that time. Here's Rubio up top. Up 5. Ricky Rubio. He's now 4 for 6.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in a defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Shot off the mark. Good defense.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
To P.J. Tucker. A good defense by the Jazz as they come away with it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Shot from in close, no good. And he's going to the free throw line.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Jay Crowder at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 79% at the line. First one, count it. No good on the second. It's a 1 of 2 trip. No good. That misses with a second to go. Third quarter comes to an end. A nice advantage so far for the Jazz. It's Utah basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. They have clearly been the better side so far. Jay, that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Well, the cardinal rule in the game of sport is whenever you go into the fourth quarter, it's 0-0. You have to play the game with the scoreboard saying 0-0. And if you can win that game by double digits, then you've done your job in the fourth.
Paul with it up top. Down by 15. Goes reverse to lay it in.
This is what we call turning up here in the second half. I don't know what was said during the timeout or during the team huddle, but this player has really started to come out and play with purpose in the second half.
Mitchell on the drive, but he can't finish. To Anthony. It was right there. Mitchell with the basketball. His team on top by 13. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Donovan Mitchell trying to cash in on the three-point play. He struggled so far. Whoops. That won't go. The follow won't go either. To Harden. Fires the three. Yes. Give the advantage to the shooter.
Today's league just throws that old school stuff out of the window. Why have twos when you can shoot threes? Even on fast breaks, guys spread out towards the three-point line instead of laying the ball easy at the rim.
Goes to the left side. From the outside, no good. Gordon with it. The deficit now up to a dozen. Jazz have the ball. Full throttle right to the basket for the deuce.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Paul to Harden. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. And the basket good at the rim. Sometimes it looks like he's not locked in, but think otherwise.
Let's be honest. Sometimes he is not locked in when the ball isn't in his hands. But do you need James Harden to be locked in 100% of the time? No, you need him to be locked in 95% when he has the ball in his hands. That's when something spectacular is going to happen offensively for your team.
Has a look. Gets a look. Can't hit. Harden has it up the floor. To Anthony. Down low, Capella. To Harden. Has a chance. James Harden. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
Mitchell against Clint Capella. Short jumper off the mark.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Paul to Anthony. Harden cleans it up. It's rebounded by Mitchell.
The game is won in the details. The team who has the most attention to the minutia is a team that wins the ball game. And from the beginning of this game, this team has been mentally engaged. I know the season's a long year, but when you come mentally engaged and you have attention to detail, whew, that's a scary thing to watch.
Paul into the front court. His guys trail by 10. And they call it
a simple touch foul.
Changes coming from both sides right now.
Team foul number 1. That's the first foul in the last 2 minutes. Stepping in.
Harden.
Number 10, Eric Gordon.
Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
Eric Gordon finished second in the Sixth Man of the Year voting after winning the previous year. But what's even more astonishing is watching his development at his time in Houston. In New Orleans, often it looked like he was lost. But there's no doubt about it. In H-Town last year, he found a second life.
Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
See, because he's not trying to easily work his way into the game. He's being aggressive. And when you apply that kind of pressure on the defense, inevitably they will start making mistakes.
It's good. And 1.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Ricky Rubio at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 83% free throw shooter. Free throw is good. It's a three-point play, and that just might put this game out of reach. Paul into the front court. He'll run the offense. Anthony to Paul. counted at the rim.
Well, here's something that all the great ones do. What first half? This is another first half. This is another half of basketball. That one that just happened is no longer. I can only focus on the now. If you're able to take your mind to this place, all of a sudden it helps you recalibrate.
Ricky Rubio trying to convert the extra try. Hasn't missed yet. Unable to connect on the free throw. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Rubio can't get that one to fall.
This game is all about the small victories, though. The execution on that play was on point. You keep executing like that, those shots are going in eventually.
Cash is in for two.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Utah with the possession. And coasting in for two.
Ricky's never really been the guy to look for his shot first, though he did average a career high in points per game last season, and it all starts with that blow-by first step that sets up his opponent.
Anthony missed it, and a putback slam.
Not really known for attacking the glass, but I like that hustle. We need to see more of that.
Here's Rubio into the front court. Leads 5. Ricky Rubio trying to convert the extra try. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. And he misses that one free throw. Rubio guarded by CP3. Knocked loose. It's the Jazz who come away with the victory as they get a good win on the road. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
The EA Sports post-game wrap-up. This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.